Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Steel City Live. What's up, Nick? How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Victory Monday can't beat it. I mean, what's not to be happy about? I mean, plain and simple. Victory Monday. Two words.
Amen.
Three and
Amen,
oh.
man. Three
How are you?
weeks in a row, bro. I'm doing well, man. Back in action here. We're going to recap the game here, guys. As always, hit the like and subscribe button and follow all our social medias. As you can find them all, we'll put some links up there and stuff like that. However, there's a lot of Steeler news, Nick, to go on about. We'll get through the chat too, guys. But there is a ton of Steelers stuff to talk about today. The national media flipping the script, Nick, flipping the script already. We predicted that to be coming down the pipe. Troy Faton, who dislocated knee, going to undergo a pretty significant surgery. He will be out at least for the whole regular season, possibly maybe the playoffs. But I look for Troy Faton's season to be done. Spencer Anderson told to prepare at the right tackle spot. The Steelers sign another tackle. We'll dive into all that. Najee Harris in a sling in the facility today. So that's not a lot of information, but we'll try to decipher what that may mean for the Steelers. Also, James Pierre signed to the 53-man roster. But let's start off with some of the game. Nick, I didn't talk to you. What's your thoughts initially after that big game, that big win in week 3 for your Steelers?
Very, very, very pleased for once. Very just not not on the edge of my seat where I'm worrying and they had me in the first half. I won't lie. They were it was touch and go, and then they finally pulled it together. And TJ was TJ. Nick Herbig got his chances. Calvin Austin the third got his chances. Another, four catches, five targets, four catches seems to be his number. Only he made the most of it this time. So that play got me pretty excited. And then the offensive Broderick Jones played better, I thought. And yeah, I mean Cordell Patterson, where did he come from? Don't know why they didn't use Jalen Warren. That's what the consensus was where I was watching was where's Jalen Warren? And then all of a sudden
Hamstring. Hamstring was bothering him again. Mike Tomlin pulled him, so that's where he went.
that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I mean, it was just from everything. Justin Fields did great, played really, really well. Happy to see him score two touchdowns, nearly 250 yards. And I mean, yeah, just everything about it was exactly what we said. And you can't complain whenever they're going out there and winning the way they should be winning.
Absolutely, man. Big win, man. Yeah, almost 250 yards passing, two touchdowns. One on the ground, one through the air. Calvin Austin, a coming out party. I know a lot of people are, down on Van Jefferson right now, but Calvin Austin at least proved that he can come up and do some things when necessary and make things happen. So that was a plus. Pat Fryermuth has been steady. That's good too. There was a lot of weapons that didn't get used, but there was a lot of weapons that did. And I got to caution fans, I think, Nick, and I think this will be the trend throughout the season. You will see different characters, different players each and every week be the key contributors. And that's exactly what you want from this ball club. That's exactly what you want from Arthur Smith to be versatile, to be different, to be switching it up each week, man. It's not going to be George Pickens every week, two touchdowns, 300 yards, 200 yards, whatever. It's not going to be that. So definitely, I thought it was something that was really cool to see, man. No doubt about it. Good. Hey, thank you to everybody in the chat too. I forgot about the chat,
Um,
man. Yeah, it is a
Mike
NFL
Miller
doubleheader.
try to get through here. Mike Miller, way to go, Steelers need to beat the Indianapolis Colts. I absolutely. Thomas there, good evening. Miss Pittsburgh waving the towels again. I'll have to get my towel and do the active emoji
For Miss
there.
Pittsburgh.
Let like button, subscribe, share. Absolutely. Waiting on the Monday night doubleheader. Daniel there. Steelers look really good. Justin is not turning the ball over. OC needs to let him go down the field, mix up a little bit. Thank you. Yep, absolutely.
Yes,
I think
sir.
my Bengals tonight said that the last 2 weeks. John Brown, hope you're not getting any live feed. Oh, that was probably from the delay there for for us talking over some things there. Daniel Barry Sports, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. Rich is
Mhm.
here. John
What's
Broadway,
up?
finally, uh, for the win. Chad is back. What's up, Jason and Nick? Go here we go, Steelers.
What's up,
And
man?
what's up, Steelers Nation? Rich offense looked like the offense and the defense second half, 0 points, -5 yards total, five
Yeah,
sacks. That was insane. And
I
then
want
we
to talk
finally
about that too.
got a more complete game. And why can't we just be more about Mount Washington? What is that? What is
What
it that
is it?
he's more involved? Man,
Yeah, Mount Washington, dude. He'll be one of those guys again, too, Nick, that I was just talking about. I think a guy you'll see pop up here and there, man. I don't think that there's going to be many real consistent guys, except for, yeah, George will get his at
yeah,
least every game, five, six, 7 targets for sure. Pat will get his five, six, 7 targets every game for sure. Najee will run the ball when healthy. Those guys, yes, that'll be consistent, but you're going to see key contributors again. Darnell one week, Calvin the next week, somebody. It's going to be different, and I think that that is the recipe for success here for the Steelers, no doubt about it, man. In my opinion, yeah, I wanted to talk about that one comment: -5 yards from the defense in the second half. What a staggering statistic by the Pittsburgh Steelers there. Nick, what's your thoughts after hearing such a statistic? You don't hear that very often inside of the NFL, man.
just I know the first like couple. So I had a delay when watching the game, and I caught most of the end of the second quarter. My cousin was over, and he said that like the first couple drives, both offenses weren't moving the ball much of anything, and then all of a sudden we get to the second half, and we see the graphic flash up and says -5, and then like 200, whatever we had. And then my first thought was last year, whenever we saw the home opener, when we saw the Niners, who had 199 and we had 1 yard of offense. So seeing it switch the way that it did in a year is pretty much I feel like it's the motive and the feel around the building and forming an identity around not only the defense but able to put up points finally and two touchdowns in one game. Like what?
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was pretty cool. I saw that, and then I saw the comparison of the throwback to the home opener last year on Twitter today, and Kevin Adams I think pointed it out as well. So I saw that and just was like, hmm, I like where it's going. I like where it's going.
Yeah, no doubt, man. The Steelers defense definitely -5 yards. Monster game, dude. TJ Watt monster. I heard somebody on social media today. I'm not going to point out the platform. I'm not going to drop a name of who it was, but they had mentioned nobody predicted that Nick Herbig was going to be the superstar that he is becoming. Nobody saw this coming. Well, I beg to differ. I got receipts, baby. And I told you, Nick Herbig was going to be a star. The kid got a motor. The kid is absolutely everything you want in a ball player. He may not be the most massive person in the world, but he works his ass off day in, day out. And you can see that. And when you're learning from people like TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith,
Yep.
JJ, probably somewhere, he's probably in that mix. You're learning from greats, guys that can do it every week at a high level. Uh, it was just only natural that Nick Herbig was going to be a monster in this league. And I'm sorry, I think he continues that performance, man, each and every week. I think you see something from him. And it's a splash play all the time. Every time he's in there, even last year, you saw it. He had more sacks than Miles Garrett last year at the end of the year in the back half of the season. So yeah, Nick Herbig, guys, we got receipts. We knew what he was all about, and I'm just glad to see that he really got a chance for extended play, man. So that was something I took away from the game in a big, big way, man. All
Yeah.
right, let's keep moving on here, man. I just wanted to say that because I heard that earlier and it bothered me all day. I'm like, no, we did. We knew. We knew. We knew here, man.
we, we
But let's talk about this, Nick. I want to dive into this. Colin Coward was one that I heard. National media switching up here, flipping. How all of a sudden do you just switch up on this team? A team that you said was going to be in the basement, a team that you said wasn't going to win many games, a team that they said Mike Tomlin would have his first losing season in his entire NFL career as a head coach. How? does that happen, in my opinion, or in my eyes. I just don't see how it does happen. But you hear this, Nick. What are you feeling when you hear these things of from the national media?
Yeah, Coward, he's always doing that. He's always going back and forth on specifically the Steelers. He goes back and forth all the time. He was Kenny might be the guy, and then 2 weeks later, no, definitely not. Whatever, blah blah blah. But I've seen it too. I saw it on Facebook. I got a Ravens fan that came at me yesterday. Why is your fan base celebrating 3-0? Like,
Why not?
are we not supposed to celebrate wins? Like and then once I realized that he was a Ravens fan, then I thought, okay, well, yeah, I mean, you got to act like you've been here before, and they haven't this season until Sunday night. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Colin Coward. I just
No.
never have been, never. No one really in the media besides Stephen A. Smith. Whenever the Cowboys lose, I did see his post that he put on Twitter, and so that was pretty funny. But yeah, all the Steelers hate it is what it is. They do it every year, and
Yeah.
yeah, they can stay sleeping on us, but we yeah, this team is special.
Nick, if you see this Steelers team play this way each and every week, I'm going to say this. Nobody should want to play them, and they should be a little bit worried when they do.
Yep.
Because if you see that Steelers team, that formula, that way of winning, that style, if you get that performance, I don't know if there's teams out there that will beat them. I'm sorry. That was the best defense in the league. That was the number one rated defense at the time
Yep.
in the league in the Chargers yesterday. And you saw what Justin Fields was able to do. We got to commend him. I know he had major deficiencies. Something's changed. Maybe the change of scenery, maybe the environment, maybe the work that he put in. But his deficiencies were without question. You saw them on tape. They were blatant right in front of us. We saw what was wrong with him. But he's slowly fixed it. And I got to applaud him. And I got to say, hey, man, nice job. But that Steelers team is a team that can beat anybody in this league. And I don't care if it's Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. If you get that Steelers team, they can beat them. They can beat the Eagles easily right now, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I don't think the Eagles are that great. But if you look at Baltimore right now, for a Baltimore fan to really even come and clap at anybody right now, their defense is bad. They almost lost the game with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, but
Yep.
they held on by the skin of their teeth yesterday. They almost blew it. Lamar Jackson probably doing Lamar Jackson type things too there at the end, but I didn't watch it detailed, so I don't know. So I don't want to dive in too far. But I watched enough of it to know they almost lost that game. So
Yeah.
the Ravens might be in a little bit more trouble than people think. So let's continue to move on. But the Steelers do lead the AFC North 3-0. The Bengals play tonight. Daniel Warman, your team's playing, buddy. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, the Steelers take a little bit of a lead here, man. Do you think this is enough right now in the AFC North? A couple games. Do you think this race going down the stretch will be that tight to where, a couple games now really matter? With all these teams losing week in, week out, it's kind of getting to where the Steelers are putting a little bit of a chokehold early on the division.
Yeah. Yeah. These games right now, I mean, I don't know if it's ever been split like this where it's all the divisional games are at the tail end of the season, and then before the bye being right in the middle, is all the the different divisional games, where that again are going to play into the tiebreakers if needed. But yeah, I mean, these wins right now, they matter just as much as the divisional wins. Divisional play will matter at the tail end of the season. So yeah, just stack the W's, and
Yeah,
yeah, we just got to keep seeing the Browns be the Browns, and the Bengals. I mean, if they can figure it out, maybe they can
yeah.
jump to second. But I mean, like you said, the Ravens, they struggled. I mean, they've been how many games now where they have had a lead going into the second half, and they blow it, and they didn't uh last night. But I mean, like you said, it was just barely they didn't.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It was a tough one, man. Yeah, I seen Sam Mason put two ends like we got, and Herbig comes gunning up the middle. Oh my God, this is exciting. Yeah, I wish they would put some of those exotic formations in there, but you got to look at this defense and you say they can rush the passer with four.
Yep.
And it's not a necessity. And you can keep some defensive backs now, staying back a little bit, playing that pass a little bit, keeping the offense honest a little. So we have some injuries, though, along that front. You have the injury to Alex Highsmith with the groin. You have the hamstring injury to Corey Trice. The injuries are stacking up a little bit there. Hopefully, nothing significant. I think you will have Alex, hobbled by that for a little bit of time. The groin's a tough spot. Any type of weird muscle in your leg like that, it's really tough to come back from, especially at the NFL level. So, we'll have to continue to monitor that and just to know depth matters, man, and depth proves itself to matter early in the NFL season thus far. So that's a big thing for me. Depth. We constantly talk about that, no doubt.
Douglas Ball
Let's
here
just
saying
read.
props to Cam for eating up the middle to give TJ and Herbig to crash the corners. John Broadway, Dirtbirds aren't media darlings. All the reality sucks for those predictions. He also said up there, looks like the Steelers are a Swiss knife and have to have all these blades, yet we don't use the corkscrew to open up the offense. More
I
terrible
think they are
penalties.
though, Nick. I think they are opening up the offense. That's where I think people are getting a little bit off track here a little bit. And I agree. There is a lot of players that can be used, and there's a lot of things, but I think they are opening it up. And I think there's doing too much, and there's doing not enough, and then there's doing just the right amount. And what Sunday was the right amount. That was a good recipe for success. That was doing the things necessary to get out of the stadium with a win. That wasn't being ultra conservative. When you allow Justin Fields to pass the ball on third and forever and complete a ball to George Pickens, and another long third down conversion to Calvin Austin, those types of things are a sign of things moving along. So I don't think that they're being, or at least they weren't Sunday. They weren't ultra conservative. I thought that they did enough. They did what they were supposed to without being overly aggressive, without getting themselves into trouble, is what I'm trying to say there.
Yeah, yeah, for
All
sure.
right.
Yeah, it just it we're finally seeing it being being a way that the offense is making things work and not making mistakes. And yeah, Fields had an interception, but I mean, those are going to happen. It's not. It's better than being
Yeah.
too
I'm happy you got it out of the way, man.
exactly being too scared to let it fly and being too scared of them happening. They're going to happen. Sam Mason,
Absolutely.
the offensive line, given Fields time, the line way past expectations for so far, even if it's just a little bit. Absolutely, they did.
Yeah, I
That
thought they played better for
the
sure.
touchdown to Calvin Austin, I saw a picture of the offensive line and all their assignments and everything. And I mean, they all you need is a split second for Fields to get the ball to Austin. Instantly he was gone. I said it right away. That's a touchdown. 55 yards
Yeah,
later,
he
and he
he
was
did get caught
gone.
though at the end, which I was kind of shocked.
Yeah,
No, who catches Cal? Like damn. Hey, what's up, Justin? I seen you there, man. Yeah, I'm pumped too, man. 3-0, absolutely. Yeah, it just feels good, Nick. It just feels good. It feels good not to be talking about doom and gloom all the time,
yes,
and yet there are still deficiencies, but yet you have these wins to hang your hat on a little bit, and it's good to be a Steelers fan and not be sitting here counting wins and counting losses early in the season, trying to figure out how the hell you're going to make it out of this situation. That's where I'm kind of at right now. I do
yeah,
want to talk about this line situation since that comment was brought up about the line playing a little bit better. Broderick played a little bit better. He had his punch back a little bit yesterday. So that maybe shows me a little bit of maybe that elbow healing up a little bit to where he's comfortable using that punch move, using his strength again, because that's how he won last year. But you see the injuries continue to mount up. Troy Fautanu, we'll just write him off, man. He's out. Next year's his year, hopefully. The injury bug bit him hard here. But Spencer Anderson told to prepare at the right tackle position. Then you have the Steelers bringing in Calvin Anderson, a veteran guy that was released from the Patriots IR. So here's a guy in Calvin Anderson that's dealt with some injuries, has bounced around a little bit. I know he's with the Broncos. I know he's with the Pats. So here we are. We got some hopefully reinforcements coming, but are you comfortable right now knowing Dylan Cook is out for a while? Troy's out for a while now, and Troy Fontanu. Broderick had the elbow, but he seems to be okay. Are you comfortable sliding Spencer Anderson over there using Mason McCormick, who didn't have a great game, but he was serviceable? Are you comfortable, Nick, with those tackles? What do you think?
Yeah, if they can keep doing what they did on Sunday and just giving Justin time to be a quarterback in the at the NFL level, and I mean, be able to work on everything as they go. Like you said, McCormick didn't have a great game, but it was
It's
doable,
okay.
usable. Yeah, I mean, if they, just adding and adding and adding and not, taking steps back or anything like that and just working, I mean, consistently working on it. Broderick Jones,
Yeah.
bounce back game, statement game, redemption game, like we were saying on Sunday in the pre-show, and
Yeah.
just the way they yeah, just got to come together, and next man up, and the depth I think is part of their identity at this point.
Yeah, you'll probably have John LeGlue elevated also, so you'll still have some depth there. And that makes me wonder, though, if Spencer Anderson, with the news of Troy Fautanu, Spencer's a versatile guy. He can play all over the place on that offensive line. Mason McCormick can play a little bit of switching up too. He's a guy that's played a little center, things of that nature. But John LeGlue coming up makes you think, they might have a little bit of depth. But it makes me wonder if with Spencer Anderson preparing to be the depth piece now at tackle, that perhaps he won't be the starting guard. They'll let Mason McCormick ride it out until Isaac Seumalo returns from his pectoral injury, and kind of roll with things that way to have that depth, to have that versatility of Spencer Anderson, considering Mason McCormick doesn't play tackle. Or, yeah, Mason McCormick doesn't play tackle. So maybe that's the way they approach this. In my eyes, I think that is the way, man. So thank you guys. Make sure you're hitting that like button for us as we continue through the show. What's the comment there,
Yeah,
Sean?
the
I don't know what
Douglas
it is.
Ball first half of the schedule mostly must wins due to brutal second half. Absolutely. But right now,
Yeah,
if they keep it up like the way they're doing, and all the other teams are continuing to struggle, then I mean it takes pressure off of it. But pedal down to the metal, and just got to keep going, John Broadway. But when you play a team that we dominated in the second half, then use this as a way to gain experience, because when we do play a hard game against a hard team, we be ready?
I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah, yeah,
Here's the thing, man. When I understand what John's saying. You should go out there full go all the time. I understand that. I just am saying that I think they had a game plan. I think they just stayed within that game plan, executed it, and kind of were taking the training wheels off of Justin Fields a little bit, taking the training wheels off of the offense a little bit. And that was the result. And they kind of decided this too, especially at the end of the game. Why risk injury when you could just kneel the ball? Because let's face it, even if you score a touchdown, you could have an injury. That's my thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, be ready, yes, but sometimes it's just better to do the things that are just easy sometimes, and not overdo it, man. No doubt about it. Makes you wonder, though, sometimes maybe you should just take the training wheels off and let them fly. All
is
right,
that Sean,
guys.
is that Sean there? Epic Expeditions. What's up, gentlemen?
Hey, Sean. What's up,
Craig, do you
buddy?
think they will look for another running back if the Warren injury is bad? I mean, Cordell Patterson, but now if Najee's been in a sling, I mean, now you got to have I mean, one, Patterson
That
replacing
makes you
one,
wonder.
the other.
That makes you wonder what will. It's going to be Tuesday. Tomorrow's going to be a telltale sign because maybe perhaps Najee has a small injury. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? To where maybe it's not it's just something that they wanted to take the movement, the weight off of the arm or whatever the problem is, perhaps the shoulder, and just kind of let that rest. We don't know the significance of it. There's not enough details out right now concerning it. So I think we'll have to wait till Tomlin Tuesday tomorrow, the Tomlin press conference to kind of hear what is said about the injuries. But again, guys, Warren is a guy too that Tomlin understood that they're going to need down the stretch, and I don't think he's going to want to overuse him either. And it makes you wonder where they turn and what they do, man. If Najee can't go, I say it would be Patterson, but what would you do for a second guy? Jalen would have to kind of step in there and see how it goes, but he was limping last week that on Sunday, so that was the tough part of that situation.
John Broadway says exactly Douglas Ball. This is when we should elevate our level play and start dominating. Absolutely. More terrible towel waves. I agree. Pittsburgh had a good game plan with the right calls being called. London checking in from the Twitterverse. What's up? What's up?
Hey, what's up, London?
Uh, Patterson had a couple violent looking runs. That yes, he did. Yes, he
Yes.
did.
It makes you wonder when you look at him, man, how he's just not been a superstar type player. It just makes you wonder. He's a massive human being. It's like a guy that you should have just heard of all the time. Like he
Yeah,
just looks like that guy that can get it done. When he touches the ball, he runs with such force, such aggression. I like the way he runs, and I would like to see him continue to get the opportunities because I think it only means this when you have players that get nicked up if you're trying to run that real aggressive downhill style of running, especially the way Najee runs, leaping when he doesn't have to. Looked like his leg about got ripped off there at the end of the game too. That was a stupid hurdle. But anyway, that nature of play, that style of play, and yeah, you want to keep Cordell. You want to keep Jalen. You want to keep Najee all fresh and try to mix up those repetitions, man.
absolutely.
We
It was just my
Yay.
cousin was saw Patterson come in. They're like, who is this guy? I'm like, it's Patterson. Get used to him. And they just, I mean, just his runs were incredible. And they were like, he's so much different than not. I'm like, yeah, yeah, get used to
You're
that.
getting a change of pace too, Nick. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? When you're
yeah,
going from Jalen to Cordell to Najee, I feel like all three are a different style, and that
yeah,
is tough for a defense to defend, man. That alone, you're adjusting the styles, so that's definitely something that can't be overlooked either. I seen John's comment there. I think you can use Connor Hayward. He was a running back, and that's another player that you've yet to see emerge, Nick. You've yet to see them use. It's just another tool in their toolbox.
yep,
And you can use those guys. You can mix in those players. And sometimes I get upset with we got to be versatile all over the place. These guys got to play a million positions. But then sometimes in this instance, it pays big dividends.
yeah, yeah. It definitely does. It definitely does. It's only Douglas Ball there says it's only week 3. Playbook will be open a lot more in the next few weeks. I see nothing but growth
Absolutely.
from Justin as QB1. Explore your world. I called it beginning of the season. Steelers defense will be top 3 unit in the entire NFL.
Yeah,
More
you and about everybody else in the country. Hey, it's one great thing. Our explore your world, man. Good to see you too, buddy. That is so awesome, though, to know that we were going into the season with on paper a defense that was going to be stellar. I know there's people that always bash on them. It is what it is. But we kind of they are who we thought they were going to be.
Yep. That is a big part of their identity, and, it's only 3 games, but we're on pace for one of the greatest years defensive performances all time. 2000 Ravens, 85 Bears, 76 Steelers, '08 Steelers. I do
Yeah,
also have a stat, that I saw on Sunday. I, put
yeah.
it out on Twitter, and the Steelers defense so far is first in yards per game allowed with 229.7. Third down conversion percentages, 21.9 is also first, and then points per game allowed is 8.7. and that's also first.
Wow. Good. Hey, good numbers, man. Good numbers. I'm curious to see after like the new rankings come out after everything the weekends tomorrow. You'll have everything retabulated and everything put back out. I'm kind of curious to see if the Steelers didn't slip into that number one defense spot in the NFL. I would say one or two. They definitely were the better defense on that field yesterday when they played
Oh,
against the number one ranked defense.
yeah, yeah. And I saw Tomlin's press conference afterwards, and he made a point to mention that with they knew who was coming in with the number one, number one defense, and J.K. Dobbins, and they had to um not blink and not turn away in adversity and all the other Tomlinisms that he says. And
Ugh.
he gave us two more. He said there was a nakedness in this industry, and they knew what they were going up against. And then also
Yeah.
one earlier in the week of I could tell you the ingredients in the hot dog, but then you wouldn't eat it or something like that. It was
Oh yeah, he said that about a week ago. Yeah, that it's funny. He does come up with some crazy shit, dude. He does. Yeah, Sean, he did have a beast. Yeah, game Sunday. I thought he did. I thought Cam was a definite real force to be reckoned with, man. Larry O too. Keanu Benton. You didn't hear his name a ton, but honestly, in the middle of the defense, it's kind of a good thing at times. You're not getting pushed around. I did, I was concerned there at the front half when Herbert was carving them up, but we got to say this. They gave up some yards, they gave up some points, but they never allowed the game to get out of control. You know what
yeah.
I mean? They always gave the offense the opportunity to be able to jump back in it and get going and take command of the game. I was even tweeting out that, hey, every possibility here, every time that the Chargers did something. The defense was just good enough though to allow the Steelers a big opportunity to come back and get things moving offensively. And Justin Fields took advantage of that, and that was big. And we got to give a little bit of credit here too. I rode Mike Tomlin hard last week about being a little too far into the offensive game planning, dictating a little bit too much of the offensive scheme on Sundays. I think he took his hand off of it a little bit this week. I mean, if they do better, I got to say he wasn't involved. He just is the guy that has been the common denominator in the whole week offense. So I really got to commend Mike Tomlin this week for perhaps maybe taking his thumb off the Arthur Smith experiment so far. So
I think he
uh,
definitely heard you. I think he definitely heard you
he
with your
might have.
shows last week, and then us again saying it on Saturday as well.
Maybe he
John,
did, man.
there. Love the pushback to my concerns. It gives me hope that all Yins are so freaking loyal. Here we go. Steelers, Craig. There, did you bring up a linebacker to replace Highsmith?
No.
Probably, yeah, probably.
You have the Marvin Leal too. The Marvin
Le-
Leal plays inside and outside. He's that Swiss Army knife that Mike Tomlin likes. You have Herbig that's going to step in. So yeah, they could probably use a guy to get in there. They could probably try to figure something out. But if need be, you can slide the Marvin Leal inside and out. You still have Larry Ogunjobi, Cam Hayward, Keanu Benton. So DeMarvin Leal might possibly not be needed as much in that realm. So you might be a little bit comfortable with what you got. I would assume if Alex is long term, you're gonna have to find something. We love you too, there, John Broadway. Thanks, man.
Happy Victory Monday, 3-0. Justin Fields
Hey,
looks like the QB we need. Thank you, Vic, for jumping in.
sub
Steelers have
Vic.
the best defense so far 3 weeks in.
Love
Chargers,
it.
Charger early game touchdown. Minka said it was a miscommunication. So if it wasn't for that broken play, the Chargers might have only had 3 points. That is a great point. Sam Mason for the lines in the field and Fields to get through Bosa, Mack, and Dupree means so much
It does.
after week 3 there. And then defense is great. It's great every year. That is very
Hey,
true.
beer balls! I put your picture on the YouTube community, my friend. You were down there. I didn't get your email. I'd have told everybody where you were. I didn't get your email until the game started. So I put your picture out there, my friend, on the community tab. Go check yourself out. You in all your glory, my friend. Good to see you.
We
Hey, here's
also
another thing too, Nick.
yep.
Before we move on off of this
Mhm.
defense, James Pierre signed to the 53 man. So the James Pierre experiment is back in the city of Pittsburgh. So welcome back to James Pierre. So that should maybe give you a little insight as opposed to, or as what's going on with a guy like a Corey Trice. Maybe he's gonna be hindered here a little bit for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, if it's another veteran mind and leader that can step up and help and assist Corey Trice or whoever else, I mean, I don't have any issue with it, and just add to again part of the identity of this team is depth. So
Got to be the number one thing, man. Got to be the number one thing. That's what wins the AFC North. Who has the most depth and who can relatively stay the most healthy? That's what's going to dictate this division. I really think that that's what's going to come down to.
every year,
Yeah.
look, Bills already up 13-0 on the Jags.
Oh, whew. I picked that one. I picked the Bills.
Also, you said about the community tab. You can also upload and post pictures, videos, any other Steelers content to my group over on Facebook, Sleeper Sports Media. Just type that in, and it'll pop up as a group a page. I'll pop up. So yeah, just join that, and love to see any type of updates from you guys and pictures and everything.
I do want more pictures because I do want to build that like a collage, a
Yeah.
video with everybody's pictures,
Yep.
man. What a way to remember the 2024 season than everybody's pictures being mixed in and make a cool video with it. I
Yeah.
just think that that would be absolutely awesome because you're not getting that on any other channel.
No.
You're not getting that type of intimacy with the hosts and things of that nature. You definitely aren't. Half the time, they're not going to ever even answer you. So, I think that would be something cool to do. So make sure you start sending more pictures, guys.
Yeah, post them. Post any pictures on game day, jerseys, anything, any other news you guys find and what you want to see for the show in the group, and I'll see it right away, and we'll make sure that it's pinned for us to see it, and so it doesn't just get lost in the feed, and get active in the group. That's what it's there for. Douglas
Amen,
Ball
man.
there says, I know he was a Raven, but damn, I think Patrick Queen will be a huge difference maker at some point this year. It's funny.
Yeah,
The second week, I guess Patrick Queen, or the first 2 weeks, really, he hasn't been crazy, active or, haven't said his name quite a lot. And Ravens fans, I saw it being saying, oh, he's missing tackles out there. We called it when he went to Pittsburgh. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
But 2 years ago, they were all about Patrick Queen. Oh,
yeah,
he's the best. And so
yeah.
it's just funny
He's
how
doing just fine.
yeah.
He's doing just fine, Ravens fans. Don't you worry. We'll take excellent care of him when we're hoisting that Lombardi trophy here this year. Well,
Mm.
in 2025. Hey, I got to bring up one more stat here before we continue to move on off of defense. Speaking of Patrick Queen and company, J.K. Dobbins, 15 carries, 44 rushing yards. I like it, man. I like it a lot. Considering what JK, Gus, and company were able to do to other teams. JK rushing for 130, I think, last week. I think he was the only player since Jim Brown to rush for 130 yards 2 consecutive games or something like that. So, yeah, that was a big, big, big time statistic. And no matter what the Chargers were doing scheme wise, the Steelers were still able to sniff that out in terms of the run game. And that makes you one dimensional. And what did that eventually do to Justin Herbert? Cause pressure on Justin Herbert, cause him to not be as accurate in the passing game in the second half because the Steelers slowly wore them out, slowly made them one dimensional, and through a war of attrition, just took over that ball game.
Yep. Yep. Everyone was saying I I think you liked it, and I don't know if you saw the thread it was on, but it was a Ravens fan again that was through Sleeper, the fantasy app where I do my
Oh,
pick'ems
yeah.
and everything. And he said the Steelers are the fakest 3-0 team, and I said the numbers don't lie. And I tweeted that I posted that picture of the -5 yards, and everyone that was coming at me was saying that's without their quarterback, that's without Herbert. Herbert
No,
wasn't
it
100%
wasn't.
going into the game. not only that, but then people were saying, "Oh, their tackles got hurt." Now, weren't they in the first half?
Joe
All
Alt didn't come out of the game until the fourth quarter with a
yeah,
limited time remaining.
yeah,
They weren't
exactly.
shortchanged when it mattered, man. Sorry.
Report, report.
I just want to know this. How in the world are they the fakest 3-0 team there is whenever the numbers are the numbers, the wins are the wins, the statistics are right here in front of our face? What's so fake about it?
Exactly.
And they don't get the help that the Chiefs do,
Oh,
considering the referees give them a ton of help each week. Did you watch the game last night from Atlanta and the Kansas City Chiefs? Come on, let's be real about it. The Steelers don't get that help, my friends. That made me crazy. Sorry, I get fired up here, man.
huge that the front
Uh,
four have a back end they trust. It really makes a huge difference. We love to see the Bengals lose tonight.
we
McCormick
would.
was in the game, extra six linemen today. Got game filming a video during Boswell's 62-yard attempt, wide right. Yeah, that was. I mean, yeah, it was crazy that trying that in Pittsburgh and on the was that on the
I was
open
kind
end?
of pissed about it.
Yeah,
That ruined his streak.
yeah, he
Yeah, that ruined his streak, man.
ended up getting his 1,000th career point in the field goal later in the game. But I mean, yeah, I was a little confused on this one too. I don't know why they didn't. I mean, they still had
It was tough, man.
7, 8 seconds.
And they even moved in an extra yard. They moved in, like the holder moved in an extra yard to give it. It wasn't the distance. It's
Yeah,
the wind coming off of the river, and
I
that
was.
wind is always there. It's there even when you're not feeling it at Acrisure Stadium. There is a crosswind, and 62-yard hit, man. It's very difficult to get it to straighten out, and
Yeah,
you saw that. If that was from 52 to 59, that's probably good. That doesn't move that far out to the right. It's just the way the wind carries the football there. It's very hard. It would be, I will say that there probably will never be a 62-yard field goal hit in
yeah,
Acrisure Stadium. And if it does happen, it will be the Boss, baby. It was a hot game, man, wasn't it? I
yeah,
seen that
yeah.
Beer Mall
It
said
looked,
that. That was, I thought here late in September we'd start to get a little bit cooler weather.
yeah, yeah. It definitely looked beautiful in Pittsburgh. I did see TJ was drenched in sweat, not too soon into the game, and but yeah, I was wondering if that was on the open end of the stadium and yeah, I mean, I don't know how I didn't know how I felt about it, and then I was like, well, I mean, just go for it. I mean, we see Tucker has the luck that he's had, and his 65
He
yarder
missed more
was
yesterday too.
was in Detroit, so his was inside. So yeah, if he would have hit that 62 yarder outside and in a stadium like Acrisure, I mean, that would be,
Been
make it
history, baby.
just all that more bigger. Speed
Hey,
Queen is
let's
good
go
too.
over some of our scores, Nick. I just seen them.
Yep.
I just stumbled onto them. I just saw it. I forgot we even did it, man. Uh, yeah, let's see. Chicago, Indianapolis won. So let's see. Did anybody take the Colts? Nick took the Colts. Sean took the Colts. I took the Colts. The Carolina Panthers, they won. I know none of us took the Panthers. So, nope, none of us. None of us. I'm only going to circle the games we won. Let's see. Who else? Seattle, Miami, 24-3. Ooh, did anybody take them? You,
I did.
Nick took the Seahawks.
Yep.
Sean and myself. We all took them. Maybe we picked all the same shit. Maybe it'll be a tie again. Baltimore, Dallas. Let's see who got this one.
Mm,
Did you pick them?
I think Sean got it right.
Let's see. Let's see here. I don't see Ravens on your thing. Did
Well,
we
that
even pick that game?
we did. Remember, we skipped it at first, and then so that was probably late down further on your
Oh yeah, Nick. No, you picked the Cowgirls.
yeah.
Sean got it right. He took the Ravens. Only one, Nick. Oh, all right. Detroit, Arizona. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Cards, lines. You got Detroit. Cardinals or Detroit won. Sean, you got Nick got it, and I'll have to tally these up later, Nick. These are going to be too hard to sit here and do.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just thought about that. We'll be
One
killing.
yeah, oh, technical difficulty maybe? Oh, might be losing Jason here, but yeah, we'll get them tallied up. We'll get them posted to the group, to Sleeper Sports Media, the group there. I'll get through the chat while Jason tries to get back in here. Yep, looks like we lost him. So Craig, I see next week it's going to be another doubleheader on Monday night. Are they going to do that a lot this year? I think they just do that in the first couple of weeks. Oh,
There I
Jason
am.
Jason's
Sorry,
jumping
guys.
back. No problem.
Sorry. I had a phone call come through, and I even have my shit on Do Not Disturb, and here we go. It still came through. Yeah, sorry, guys. I had a phone call, man. That was my fault. Yeah, Nick, we won't do those. I don't know what you was talking about, but sorry
Yeah,
about that.
I was saying we could just. Is there? I was gonna say I got an echo now.
You might. I don't know what happened here. Hold on. Let me just unplug everything and see. Is that better?
Test test. Nope, I still got it.
I don't have an echo.
Okay.
I don't have one. We'll start wrapping up anyway, Nick. It is what it is. We've already been going 46-minute, guys. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I would like to keep them,
Yeah.
between 46 and an hour. So,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I appreciate all that. But, yeah, good show, good week. Uh, big, man. Big time happenings. So, I'm pretty pumped, man. What's up, Martina?
Martina's here. James is here. Bryce Young's career is almost over. Tell you, I think the AFC North is wide open. We get fast start that we needed, and if we win the North, we can make a run at this. And then there was another one. That one we already got. People were discrediting the Steelers, who they beat. It's one excuse after another. Eventually, the excuses will run out, and people will have to put some respect on the Steelers. And
Yeah.
Speed Queen left the Ratbirds can't handle the black and gold.
Speed Queen, the old dryer, baby.
Craig asked about if they're going to do double headers for Monday night a lot this year. I think they were. I think that's just to make up for the buys and everything like that.
Yeah,
But
I'm
yeah, I
not
was also
sure.
saying we can get them tallied up and then post that into the group, Twitter and all that stuff.
Yeah, we'll get it going. Touchdown Cincy. I don't know what the scores are. I'm not really watching, or I don't really have them up here. I gotta see. Oh, here they are. Yeah, Buffalo 13-3, Cincinnati 7-0. So not too bad. I'll tally these scores up, Nick. We'll announce the winner tomorrow when Sean comes on. We'll announce the big winner of the week's picks.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's wrap it up, man. Since we
All
got a
right.
little technical stuff going on, because I can't really hear you now, so
Oh, all right.
I don't
Yeah.
know what's going on.
Yeah. That was weird. Reset the audio or
Yeah, I'm gonna
something.
go back to the computer. I'm not gonna do it from the phone and just roll with it. Get a new webcam.
Yep.
Try to make sure all that works. The phone's a pain in the ass, so we're gonna just go back to the computer, make it easier, and do it up that way. But
Good
until
night.
then, man,
Good night,
we'll
Yins. The
just
echoing
have to roll with it.
cool vibe.
It ain't a cool vibe. All right, man. Let's wrap it up. Thank you
All
for
right.
everybody being in the chat. I appreciate it. Again, sorry for any little technical bugs here at the end, but we are still working through all of that stuff. So until tomorrow's upload, thanks, Nick, for joining me here on the show. And we'll be back tomorrow with the daily upload, morning upload. So you can watch this later if you didn't catch it live. And we'll be back live tomorrow night. So until then, man, thanks, Nick.
Yep. Good night, guys.
All right.